Keith from Blood Moon Comics, LLC.com. So what I'm going to go over tonight is, man, I've been gone for a while. I'm going to try to get back into doing the things that I like to do. I'm trying to start my own comic company, Blood Moon Comics, LLC.com. First title is The Devil Tree. Second title is White River Monster. Third is Ice Canyon Monster. See where my brain's going? It's like way ahead of where I am. I'm going to do some reviewing of what's coming out this coming Wednesday, the 5th of May. And I'm going to try to stay steady, guys, in what I do. I hope everybody's doing well. I feel like we're coming out of this COVID thing. I really do. And I hope that everybody's healthy and safe. And I got to tell you, I've been gone for a while. I lost a lot of family members and stuff from COVID over in New York. I live in Florida, but it's been quite the struggle. But it doesn't matter, man. I don't want to put a damper on this. It is what it is. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you guys are reading your comics, all right? So I want to start off with a couple of old stuff that I just want to show you for what the hell, okay? So this one here is Amazing Spider-Man, number 12, Bring My Goblin Back to Me. I'm sorry, Amazing Spider-Man number 27. This was given to me as a child by a neighbor. And I just wanted to show it because I always told you guys that Amazing Spider-Man is my absolute favorite. And this is nostalgia right here, guys. Nostalgia. Old stuff. Love it. Okay. I don't even know when that was released. Doesn't matter. I own a piece of history. It's not in great shape, I'll tell you that. But nevertheless, it is in my collection, and it's something that I do cherish. So here's another one I traded for, and I wanted to just bring this one out. This is in a Mylar. I can't even find these Mylars anymore. The only problem with these things is they become very yellowed, the Mylars, and brittle. So if I even go to open this, it's like the strap that's across the back, because you'll see it right there in the picture. The strap, this is a Mylar strap, and this strap becomes very, very yellowed, and then it infects the whole entire Mylar sleeve. This is compressed in a short box or a long box, depending upon how I store them. But these things don't see the day of light for years and years and years. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 62, First Medusa, and I got to tell you something. I cherish it, man. My buddy owns a comic store, and I traded something I can't even remember, and I got this. You see the smile on my face. It's just it's just cool, and it's something cool that I'll be able to pass on to my son, and I look forward to doing so. I'm going to get into some other issues that I really like, but I'm going to start focusing on the Previews World. Just so you guys know, Marvel is leaving Previews World, and Previews World will be treated as I believe as a secondary publisher to Penguin. Quite interesting, because DC is published through Luna. So, man, the comic industry is changing right behind the scenes. I don't know how much you guys know about that, but we'll see how things shake out. So we'll see what it means for independent creators like myself. I have an appointment with Luna as well, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so let me go over some issues here. I'll tell you guys what I'm picking up. I'll tell you if I have an opinion, and if you just don't want to hear it, just move ahead. And I hope to see some feedback, and share, follow, hang out with me. Blood Moon Comics LLC. Send me a message. Go visit the website, see what I got coming out. There's some cool stuff coming to you guys. All right, so Bliss number 7 of 8. I did buy Bliss number 1. I am almost ashamed to tell you at this point that I did not read that issue. And that was where I stopped. So it's still on my to-be-read pile, and that's where I'm at. So Commanders in Crisis, they're up to number 8 of 12. I can't believe that this has been almost out for a year already. That's crazy. Commanders in Crisis, I'll say what I've always said. I stuck with the first 3, maybe 4 issues. They just crammed too much crap into a 12-issue series, and when I say crap, I'm not telling you it's crap. This is word expression without being specific, okay? So don't take it personally. All right, so I know like everybody's like politically correct. I'm old, so I'm not. But Commanders in Crisis number 8, again, I stopped at like issue number 4. I felt the stuff was too jam-packed with too much information. I stopped. So you got Deep Beyond. You have number 4. I went to issue 3. I believe it was issue 3. It might have been 2. But I fell off the bandwagon here of this particular thing because I didn't like it. I just felt that it was a somewhat blah kind of story. Maybe there's this big twist and turn that I've missed in the coming issues, but I'm not a fan at all. And I bought it because I think issue number 1 had a peach cover. So if I'm missing something, let me know. Issue number 16. This is a Kirkman title, I believe. Is it? Let me just see. Oh, so for those of you who don't know, I don't pre-look at the stuff that I'm going to review. So with that said, some of the stuff I'm going to be wrong on. So this is by a writer named Gillen. I do not read this, and I have not read any of the issues from that. Firepower from Kirkman. I do have a pre-series of Firepower, like a pre-issue of Firepower number 1, but I never read it. Not going to stick with it, and it was a numbers game, meaning I read too many issues. I have something to say interesting about this Good Asian number 1. They've been actually showing cover B a hell of a lot more than they have cover A. But I'll tell you that this Good Asian, I think, is going to do pretty good. And I don't know if it has to do with the title, because again, with how the political correctness and the atmosphere is, and there's a lot of things that they're doing that I don't like. That's kind of like, I'm like, why? If you want to create a Indian Superman, create an Indian Superman, but leave Bruce Wayne alone. That's just kind of the way I feel. Let me know if you feel differently. You know, and I understand that you could bring them in from alternate Earths, but again, leave Bruce Wayne alone. So the Good Asian, I'm going to skip, but I'm going to spec that that's actually going to be a hot issue, but I'm not going to buy it because it's going to be worth money. I'm going to buy it because I'm interested in it. Inkblot number 8. I've never read any issues from Inkblot. Don't know anything about it. Can't comment. Nocterra. This is actually in one of my books and I didn't put it aside. I did not put it aside. This is a fantastic read. They're coming out with number 3. And keep your eye on this. This is a really good series. And the second prints are pretty cool because a lot of times they do glow in the dark. They did it with Geiger, and they did it with... so here is a pic of mine, but this is second print. So the reason why it looks funny is because this is a glow in the dark cover around his eyes, around the hood of the... he's like wearing a cape, and then they have to put light on, because if they don't have any light, the night demons come and get them. Cool stuff. Read this hot issue. Super good. I didn't plan on showing this to you right now, but I did get my hands on this. I know this was pretty hard to get, at least by my LCS, but keep your eye on that. That's a good read. So Nocterra, same thing. They have a glow-in-the-dark cover from issue number 1, and that's why I showed you Geiger. keep your eye on Nocterra. It's a really good story. I don't see any faults in it right now. So you got Silver Coin second printing. I do have a first printing on the way. I did order it, so I can't comment on it. I do recommend getting this. This is Chip Zdarsky, I believe. Yeah, this Chip Zdarsky. He's writing Stillwater. I'm reading that. That's a pretty good title. You have Jeff Lemire. He's Gideon's Falls. That's complete at this point. It's in a collected edition. You have Ed Brisson, who's Old Man Logan. Read a lot of that stuff. So, check out Silver Coin. It's a lot of collected short stories. So it seems pretty cool. I did pick up issue 1. I'm just waiting for it to come. My LCS didn't have it, so I had to order it. You have The Walking Dead Deluxe. For those of you who know, these are the colored issues, and then you have 4 variant covers. I usually pick up A on the variant covers. So with Image gone now, we move on to Dark Horse. Dark Horse has a really cool title coming out, and it's not what I'm going to talk about first. You have Beasts of Burden, Occupied Territory number 2. I don't know anything about that. You have Dead Dog's Bite number 3. I did want to kind of get into this series. Unfortunately, I missed it. You have a cover A and a cover B. And the resolicited is very simple. COVID, everything was pushed back. I didn't mean to sound like a smartass, but that's the way that it is. So you got Fear Case. This is the one that I was talking about. You got Fear Case number 4. From Kent. I like cover A because it's very consistent with the whole series. And then cover B, for those of you who are following the story, you'll find out that at least in my opinion, the artwork is very, very subpar, but the story is very, very good, so that will keep me coming back. You have Jenny Zero number 1 of 4. This is actually a resolicit because the first, I don't know what happened in it, but the first release, there was a misprint and a recall. So I don't know what happened in that. You have Orville Digressions. This almost kind of looks like a Star Trek thing to me. I don't know what it is. I didn't get it. I'm not interested in it. And then here you have The Mask, Face Mask. Don't get it. We're going to be out of this sooner than I think we know. All right, so we have in IDW, If You Feel Safe, Forget It. For my PC people, of my 2 people that watch my videos, if one of you 2 are PC correct, get it. If you're not, don't get it. All right, so you got Skip. You got Star Wars High Republic number 4 Adventures. Really, really good. And I know the one where Boba Fett is on the cover. That's going to be the first appearance of Boba Fett, and I believe that that's number 5. And that's going to be Boba Fett's first appearance in the IDW High Republic Adventure line. So let's move on to the Mighty Marvel. I'm going to skip anything that's got like these crazy prices because we know that they're on the buses and stuff like that, or signed and what have you. Okay. So I'm going to move forward. So you have Amazing Spider-Man 65. I feel it's been pretty good. It's not been great. It's been pretty good. I think that I do. I really think that Nick Spencer, although I appreciate what he's done, I think it's time for him to go, and I would like to see a different writer on there. Perhaps Cates, being that he's leaving Venom. Spider-Man really needs somebody that's going to take him to the next level. He's been somewhat flatlined, in my opinion, for somebody that's been reading him. You saw early issues. For so long, he's been flatlined. So I do recommend picking up Spider-Man. I do believe that that is the Marvel Universe A title. You might disagree with me, and I would love to go at it with you in the comments below. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. You have a Gleason overplayed variant number 1. You have by the way, these, just so you know, if you don't know, that these are short stories. There's 3 short stories in there, and that's what makes up this book. In this particular issue, in number 3, you do have a Kate story. That's the one that I'm looking forward to. I actually think this McCrea cover is kind of really cool looking. It's got the dot matrix to it. really cool. Really cool. But some of the short stories are much better than the others. But I thought Cates was doing this one. Maybe he did the last one. I don't know. Pick it up. It's cool. So you got Daredevil poster. You have a Fantastic Four poster. You have Hellions number 11, which is pretty cool for an X title. Listen, I don't know if this is going to become something. I have no idea, because they've done this before, and I believe it was actually called Heroes Reborn. And I'm telling you, I'd love to get up right now and go over there if I knew where my crap was, and I would show you that they already did a Heroes Reborn title. So it's like, but this has got a ton of first appearances. So the black dude on the cover is either A, Cloak, or it's Wesley Snipes guy, Blade. So I'm not really sure which one it is. I can't go through all that stuff. There's piles and piles. I'm sorry, guys. But I'm not really sure what this is going to do. You know what? I have to tell you, this kind of reminds me of DC's Infinite Crisis. I thought I had it a little bit closer to me and a little bit more accessible. I don't, but like, this is the stuff that just sits next to me. I have a 9/8 up there, and I just kind of sit on other issues. I have them forever in a day. I think this might be worth picking it up. I think the print run's going to be really high. I'm going to be interested in seeing how issue 1 pans out. I want to read it before I go forward. I did not pre-order because I know that my LCS is going to have this. So I didn't pre-order any of the issues past issue number 1, and I'm not planning on it because, again, I think that my local comic shop will have it. This is a really cool cover, and if you don't tell me that doesn't look like Wonder Woman, I don't know what the hell does. Who is that? Seriously, who is that? Is that Captain America, a female version of Captain America? That's Wonder Woman. Look at it. That's Wonder Woman. It's not, but it is. I know Marvel's not going to say, that's Wonder Woman. That's not. I mean, come on, guys. I've been reading this shit forever, and that looks like Wonder Woman to me. That actually looks like her outfit. The only difference is she's got a clear shield instead of the Wonder Woman shield. She's even got those friggin' armbands on that Wonder Woman blocks the bullets with. This looks like a Wonder Woman title to me. It's not. They're going to go, oh, it's not. Okay. All right, so Heroes Reborn Mephisto cover with a Bagley trading card in it. That's kind of cool, to be honest with you. That's something that they used to do a long, long time ago. X-Force number 1, I know, was the first polybagged issue ever released. But I think somewhere in there that there's, in the X-Force line, that there's a comic with a card in it. Anyway, you can't take it out. It devalues the comic if you care. All right, so, listen, forever and a day with these covers. I'm not going to sit here and beat a dead horse. You have Immortal Hulk number 46. It's ending in another 4 issues. I will be picking up the Homage cover because that's what I do. I go after the Homage cover. Iron Fist, to me, has shit the bed a long time ago, and if they don't do something with this character, I will never buy him again. I will certainly not buy this issue. I will not buy any of this series out of that. I don't care if you put $100 price tag on it and tell me, Keith, you need to buy this because people are specking it. Spec it all you want. It's a piece of crap. Issue number 1 turned me away because they had, who the hell was it? Taskmaster. Completely make Iron Fist Danny Rand look like a fool. And I'm like, and unfortunately, that's my first character that I got into. All right, so you got Marauders number 20. I really like the X titles. I know they're hitting a little bit of a reset button coming soon. But it's still really, really good. I'm not a fan of director cuts. I don't like director cuts. I think that they're a waste of time. Star Wars Bounty Hunter Alpha number 1. I'll be picking that up. Yes, please. Strange Academy, I will be getting cover A. You do have a cover B. That's written by Scotty Young. Yep, Scotty Young is writing that. And to me, I feel that let me see. I feel that this is a pretty good comparison of a competitive title from DC. So obviously this is something that I like, so I've picked up multiple copies. Don't ask me why, because I'll never sell them. So with that said, I really, really like Strange Academy. I thought they'd been doing really well with this. It has slowed down a little bit, but look at where they're headed. For those of you who are following Kate's and you're following Thor, that to me, it looks like the entranceway. Is that Galactus's helmet? It is. So they're going to pay Thor a visit, I believe. So that looks interesting. Pick it up. A lot of fun. You have the Union number 5 of 5. I read issue 1. I didn't go any further than that. And then you have X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing. I'm going to pause for a second because they're doing a stellar job. This week you have Swamp Thing coming out. We'll go over that in a little bit. I'll talk about DC because I'm on a Swamp Thing freaking high right now. And I think Man-Thing is a very, very close second right now. If they do something with this, like further than what they're doing with the Harrower, who made a first appearance in, I think it was Swamp Thing 1. I'm not really sure. It was like one of the earlier issues. So next one is the X-Men. Pick it up. Really, really good shit, man. I like cover A. Cover B is kind of cool too because of the way that the issue ends. It's pretty cool because you have Spider-Man doing certain things. I don't want to ruin it. But at the end of the issue, this young lady right here is waiting for Mr. Man-Thing here. And it picks up from there. And again, I don't want to give anything away because I feel that's pretty shitty when you give too much stuff away. All right. You have Dynamite. Dynamite does Red Sonja. It does Lady Death, Vampirella. So I moved past that because I used to collect them. No longer. They haven't put out, in my opinion, a good story in a long, long time. You have Eve number... So Buffy, by the way, you have a trade paperback. You have Eve number 1. I am going to pick this up, and I will pick up cover A. This reminds me of Packin's Land. I know that she's using a stop sign. That's got to be friggin' pretty heavy, picking this shit up and using that as a row. But this seems to be a really interesting story for fans of Undiscovered Country. I am. And Little Bird, I don't know what that is, comes in an adventure series from award-winning author Victor Laval. And Rising Star Joe Mi Gyung, and I don't want to be disrespectful. I hope I pronounced that right. And Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. Okay, so he was the artist of Jim Henson's Dark Crystal, about a dangerous journey across a future dystopian America to save the world. When the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to the hidden disease that was released. Now a mysterious... By the way, if you want to talk about a story that's really, really good, I wish I had it next to me, and it's by Scout Comics. And it has to do with a new plague released on mankind, and the title is called Locust because people turn into locusts. Okay, so anyway, I want to go back to Eve. Now a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that's nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. So I'm pretty sure it's got to do with the future, meaning like really weird things that we're probably not used to. It gives the writer, which is pretty cool because it gives them a really, really big world to explore. In order to save her real father, Eve must embark on a deadly quest across the country, but she has no idea of the threats that await her or the price that she will pay to restore life to a dying planet. So that looks good. I'm going to pick that up. I hope you guys can find that at your local comic shop. It looks really cool. So then next is Last Switch, number 5 of 5. I have not read it. Many Deaths of Layla Starr, number 1 of 5, second printing. I know that the nude version of that, I believe it was a nude version of Layla Starr that people went berserk over. I looked at the interior of that. I got to tell you, the art's kind of a little bit weird, and it's, you know, it's like kind of that strange stuff, and if you're into that, that's cool. Great. This is Al Ewing. I think it's Al Ewing. It's a Ewing. I know that like wrote this. Let's see, is it Al? Yeah, it is Al Ewing right here. And I am reading this. This is pretty cool because this is about gods that are dead, that are floating in the middle of space, and they go to the corpse of the god and they mine their meat. It's really interesting, and we'll see where it's going from there. You have Wind, number 6 of 5. That doesn't make sense, but this is a Tynion cover. Tynion title. So how you have 6 of 5 is beyond me, unless it surpassed what they were expecting it to do. I abandoned that after issue 3. It was okay at best. Baby Teeth, number 17 from Aftershock. I heard a lot of good things about that. Have not read it. At a Mad Cave, you have Beckstar. Some of the Mad Cave stuff is very, very hard to find, so if you could find it and you're interested in it, grab it. And by the way, I say this all the time, guys, check out indies. Indies is like, to me, I don't even know if you can consider Image to be an indie anymore, but to me, indies are like, you know, this is where a lot of the hard work really, really goes, and you have to pass a lot of scrutiny through Previews World. And I know, because I'm starting a comic company, and I got to tell you something, they put you under a microscope, and you know, and not everything turns out the way you exactly want it, but my hat's off to these people, because they have worked their ass off, and they deserve a little bit of attention if you can give that to them. Black Cotton, number 1, second printing. This was a very, very hot issue, and I believe that the first printing on this one went to about $20, and it kind of settled there. So this title isn't for me, but maybe it is for you. Set in an alternative reality where the social order of white and black is reversed, an elitist family, the Cottons, are rocked by a tragic shooting that begins to unravel long-standing family secrets that could not only destroy the family, but also divide the fragile social climate of the world. Isn't that what we live in right now? Regardless of the race and the gender and all that other shit, it's just everything is... It's like everything's polarized. I can't even... All right, so you have Scout Comics, Broken Souls Ballad, number 1. Keep your eye on Scott Comics. Keep your eye on Mad Cave. Again, they're hard to get. And then here you have Scout Comics, Children of the Grave, number 5. I don't know anything about it. I do read Scout, but not that particular title. So you have Absolute Comic Group, Darshan, at least that's how I would pronounce it, number 3. I don't know anything about it. Vault Comics, I read two titles from Vault Comics right now, but not that particular one. We'll talk about it, you know, when I get there, and hopefully I continue to, you know, get back and consistent with my videos. So you have Dead World Tattoo trade paperback from Caliber Entertainment. Guys, I have so much Caliber stuff from back in the day, because they used to really, really be a huge independent one that you would go to. This Eden right here from Aftershock's comic, it's a one-shot, and it's already going above cover price. So keep your eye on this. This one's a little weird. I got to be honest with you. I did not pre-order it. If my LCS has it, I might pick it up if I flip through it. It's Cullen Bunn. Cullen Bunn's been writing... He's doing Shadow Man right now. He did Dark Arc through Aftershock. I read the whole entire series. It was really cool. So, tattoo artist Niles, and I think of, when I read this, I thought of Steve Niles, meaning when I was looking at the thing, maybe it's like his hat tipped to Steve Niles. Tattoo artist Niles lives his life in a kind of daze, minute after minute. He muddles through the repetitive moments of his job, his life, and his guilt, don't we all? That was me ad-libbing. And all changes when Eden walks through the doors of the tattoo shop. She's looking for something different, and she finds it with Niles. But Eden is a woman surrounded by deep mysteries, not the least of which is how and why her new tattoos vanish after only a few days. As Niles learns more about Eden, he is driven to fathomless depths of both love and horror. So, like, the reason why I didn't pre-order this is it reminded me of, there was an Image title that they put out, and I had a roommate at the time, and it had to do with tattoos and how they glowed and they had these powers, and he was raving about it, and I read it and I was like, eh. So again, I'll flip through it. It's only a one shot for $6.99. It's a hefty cover price, but maybe I'll check it out. We'll see. So let me roll through a little bit more. See if Vol Comics here. This is the comic company I do read some stuff from. Again, unfortunately, I did not get to read Hollow Heart because I got there late and they were sold out because I did not pre-order. So pre-order. AWA, you have Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, and I think you have... This is and I'm going to guess, I think this is by Garth Ennis. You have 3 different covers here. Cover A is kind of cool. Cover B is, let's see, is this Garth Ennis? Yes, it is. And it's of an 8 series. Get this. AWA puts out some real quality stuff, guys. Real quality stuff. Also check out and pre-order a title from them, from Straczynski, called Moths. I think this title is going to be pretty good. It's Garth, man. We all know who Garth is, right? Crossed. Let's talk about some of the other ones that's real popular that he's done. I don't know. The Boys. So he's a really good writer. He's got a lot of shock value to him, and I'm pretty sure that you can open this book up and your jaw is going to hit the floor. If it doesn't, yell at me. Pick it up. Hopefully LCS ordered it. I pre-ordered it. Okay, so you got Action Lab. Some attention's been put on Action Lab, so keep your eye on them. I don't read anything from them right now. Ani did letter 44. They're doing Rick and Morty, but they did a title letter 44. It was really, really cool. It was coming out as a TV series, and then it kind of disappeared, and that was that. Second printing of We Live right now. I know that the brothers that do this, the Miranda brothers right here, Miranda and Miranda, they're getting ready to do the next batch of, the next storyline in this. I think the book did a lot better than they thought it would, and they had the first storyline planned and ready to roll, and they went, holy crap, we did really well, so let's get back to the drawing board. So you have Absolute Comics Group again. You have White Widow. I don't know anything about it. This is a pretty cool cover right here because it kind of reminds me of maybe like a Silk with a Spider-Man type of cover. So it's almost kind of like a Spider-Man takeoff. Pretty cool. I'm not going to buy it because I didn't read any of the issues before. Remember what I said? I don't buy it unless I'm going to read it. And then last but not least, you have Ahoy Comics, Wrong Earth, Night and Day, number 4. I didn't read anything of this series, but I heard Ahoy puts out really, really good stuff. So let's move on to DC Comics. DC Comics, you have Batman 108. Do I really need to say, hopefully you guys are absolutely paying attention to Tynion. He corrects people all the time on how to pronounce his name. I believe it's Tynion. I call him Tynion, and I try to correct myself out of respect because I would want my last name pronounced correctly. This is the first full appearance of Miracle Molly. Buy 1, 2, 3, 4 plus copies of that issue. Batman Fortnite 0 point number 2. I know number 1 went crazy. I think it's a gimmick. Pass. Crime Syndicate number 3. The art in this thing is just gorgeous. If you want to see what an evil Superman is, take a peek at that, because you have, if you look here, you really have an evil Green Lantern, you have an evil Flash, you have an evil Superman, an evil Wonder Woman. It just looks really, really cool. So this particular next two issues, is a graphic novel of the multiverse of the Batman Who Laughs. I read it, so if you're interested in it, pick it up. You also have the Green Lantern, Green Arrow and the Black Canary graphic novel. I don't know anything about that. Till death do they part. I enjoyed the shit out of Green Lantern, first of all, in Infinite Frontiers, and I enjoyed issue number 1. I think that this is written really well, and the art is really gorgeous, but this girl right here is hysterical, and she has almost kind of like, if you look right here, she's got like an infinity gauntlet. She doesn't know where she got it from. They don't know what its powers are, and it's almost kind of like a Thanos sort of thing. Man-Bat number 4. I'll be picking Green Lantern up, and I'll be picking Man-Bat up. Read Green Lantern, if anything. Man-Bat, I'll read the series as I get closer to all of the releases when it's mini-series. This is a connection to Teen Titans right here, the Suicide Squad number 3. I believe that leads into Teen Titans number 3. I'm picking that up, and I'm also picking up Swamp Thing. 3 of 10. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Love it. If I had to take 2 picks, and it's kind of hard for me to do because I'm really liking DC right now. I'm liking what they did with the Future State. At first, I was like, what the fuck? And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, I get it. Like, I really get it. They started like really, shoving it around, and I was, not down our throats, kind of, but there was a lot of titles. But after a while, I was like, I get what they're doing, and I really, really like it. So for Swamp Thing, I would say pick this up. If you haven't, get 1 and 2 and read it. If you are interested in Suicide Squad, get the Teen Titans Academy. I showed you my issues. I probably have 20 issues of issue number 1. If you don't believe me, call me out and I'll show it to you. All right, so that's my go-overs for the week coming. And I hope that you guys found this video at least somewhat useful for May 5th of 2021. And before I go, I am going to show you a comic book cover of something that I'm releasing. And it's right here. And let me go to full screen. View. Here, where am I? Enter full screen. Damn, dude. Let me zoom out so I can move this sucker down. Can I move it down? Can I move it down? Can I move it down? Why is it not letting me move it down? Guys, come on. That's embarrassing. Here we go. No? Oh, probably because it's... Oh, excuse me. I was pissing the program off because I was in full screen. Okay, so here is one of my artists that's doing a lot of cover work for me, and his name is Samir. He's done work for... excuse me, I think Aftershock, and he's drawn a comic called... I'm not going to remember. I'll post it on my site because I'm gonna give you guys contact to Samir. Right now, this is going through the coloring process, so it's at the colorist. This is my 3rd release. So I did throw a title on there. I threw a Greenlandic Shaman releases a terrifying curse into the waters. This story to me is freaking an A+. It comes from a novel I wrote. I am a novelist. I've written 15 novels. I've sold 4 movies to Hollywood. And I want to really transpose my work into comic books because I think it's going to transpose really, really well, and I think it's going to be well received, and they're going to kick off my comic company, and after I do that, I'm probably not going to write comics anymore, and I just want to be a publisher and kind of share it with you. So bloodmooncomicsllc.com, sign up for the newsletter so I can inform you when my first issue, The Deviltree, is coming out. And when The Deviltree comes out, it's going to be followed by The White River Monster, which is going to be followed by The White River Monster is there's the mailing list right there. So just give me your email. I'm not going to abuse you, I promise. So with that said, you have The Deviltree issue 1. I don't even know what cover that is. Then you have another issue cover done by Samir, who's doing this cover right here. I think I'm hoping he might be doing the comic for Ice Canyon Monster. I have a regular artist, but I want to kind of give you a different flavor. But my regular artist is Wolfgang, and he's from Germany. And the cool thing about Wolfgang from Germany is we contact each other through email, and he has different interpretations going from German to English. So to me, I find it really, really interesting, and sometimes I don't even correct him. I let him do what he's doing, and I write the story. I send him a script, of course, but I will write the dialogue, and I'll write the stories around what he's saying, because it's just cool when you get that different influence and that different culture inserted into the comic book. So this is Wolfgang's art that you're looking at. He's super talented, obviously. So here's issue 1. That's going to be an oversized issue of 40 pages, and then we're going to roll into issue 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to hop into the to the White River Monster, and each of my covers are going to be based off of a movie. And any of you that can guess who it is, I believe it's going to be like the first 10 people who can put together all the movie covers, what it's based off of. I'm going to give you an extremely limited edition comic book, but I'll announce that as time comes. And then my third release is Ice Canyon Monster, and you can see right here, not final cover, but I would love for you guys to just stop by the website and to sign up right there, bloodmooncomicsllc.com, so that way you guys can see right there. Stop by. I have this cool little animation promoting the comic company, and I have distribution coming soon, and hopefully I have you on board that you really want to check out the stuff. So it was a pleasure doing this video. I'm glad to be back into the saddle a little bit. I know that this was long-winded, but this is what I do. I talk a lot. I'm from New York, no longer, but I live in Florida. But just wanted to say thank you. Much health to you guys. Comments down below. You want to go at it with me with Spider-Man? I am ready. I want to show you a couple things before we go. Issues that I think you should be checking out. Stray Dogs. If you're not paying attention to Stray Dogs from Image Comics, do it. Awesome. Awesome. 10. It's a 10. There's nothing wrong with the series. Crossover from Kate's. It's a 10. It's a 10. Department of Truth from Tynion. It's a 10. If you like conspiracy theories, I do. I'm a conspiracy theorist nerd. Pick up that. Robin. I think that this is a key issue. Robin is badass. First appearance in there. Teen Titans Academy. Check it out. They're doing a great job. Obviously, Red X is a huge focus on this because it was from issue number 1. I want you to check that out. I want you to check out Two Moons from Image. That's why I say Image is no longer, they're not really indie anymore. Shadecraft, issue number 2, although I did figure out what the driver of the story was in issue 1. It's still good and it's still worth your look. From Marvel, you have Beta Ray Bill. You do have, of course, Berserker, Keanu Reeves and Matt Kint. I don't understand why the Kint lines of him doing Exo Manowar is not much more popular than it was. Honestly and truly, it kind of confuses me because he did an amazing job with that. So, I got piles of shit next to me, but I'm not gonna, I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I'm reading and kind of say, hey, this is, beyond the stuff that I read, because we're only going over a week, that you guys can check that out. And if there's any titles that you guys are reading, especially indies, and if they're really good, let me know. And of course, always support comic book creators, because I can tell you from somebody who's in the industry that getting a comic book made from cover to alternate covers, I don't think that's going to be the final version. That's why I'm not listing it. So I just wanted to give you a taste of it. But from covers to alternate covers, I have a Peach Momoko cover, which it says right here. I'm not showing that, no way. But from cover to cover to interior to colorists, it is expensive. Then you got to pay for the print run, you got to pay for distribution, returns, and all that other stuff. And that's why I say support your local comic store, support your local not your local creators, support your comic book creators. It's an industry that has to be kept alive by people like me and by people like you. Even if I step in and I own my own company, I'm going to continue to buy issues. If I tilt this screen down, guys, you're going to see I don't mess around. I buy a ton of shit. I put my money where my mouth is. All right, so I just want you guys to know that indies need your support. So do the main companies too. Just because it's backed by Disney's, if it doesn't do well, it's going away. So, but just check out indies, give them a shot, send me a message, visit my site, tell a friend, rent a plane and get one of those things where they drag it, that big sign, and have it sent along the beach and say, hey, bloodmooncomicsllc.com, and I'll love you forever. All right, guys. On a serious note, much health, much happiness. Hopefully we're coming out of COVID. Hopefully your family members are safe. I know I experienced a lot of tragedy in my family in the month of February. I'm coming out. I'm shaking the dust. Here I am. So I'll see you next week, hopefully. This way. Peace.